Good afternoon, you wonderful people. Okay. It hasn't gone according to plan. Liverpool is not going to play in the Champions League next season. It's not the end of the world. We expected it. If you look at the, full season, we haven't played well. We don't deserve Champions League. Maybe in the last 8 to 9 games, maybe we deserve it then. But if you look at the full season, nah, we don't deserve Champions League football. We're in the Europa League, people. We're gonna probably finish. We are gonna finish 5th, and at first I was, not excited about it, but what can we do? You know what I mean? You got to play in it, and not only that, you got to play in it to win it, and you could promote some of the youngsters through to the first team as you go along as well. When you're looking at this, if you know what I mean. So let's just not be like downhearted about it. Let's just get on with it. You know what I mean, if you keep like stressing yourself out, you're just gonna like make yourself in a bad way. So just let it go, man. Because I've been through a lot of this down the years, and me thinking negatively doesn't help. So, and I suggest that you do the same as well. So we're gonna finish in the Europa League. Let's look at the league. I'm always looking at it from that point of view, where I could explain what exactly happened to us and how we dropped from finishing second, finishing first, and in those positions to where we ended up at the end. So as you can see, Manchester City have won the league. Arsenal have finished second. Don't get me wrong. Arsenal have had a fantastic season, man. They've had a fantastic season. Yes, we have that little banter about them and all that stuff, but give them credit, man. At least they gave Manchester City a run for their money. Although Manchester City have only been at the top of the league for only 3% of the season. You know what I mean? Like I've always said, Man City was going to win this league from the start. Let's just be realistic here. You can't deny a team like that has the finance power, that has the bench that they have, the reserves that they have as well. So if you have all that in your helm, you're going to win titles within titles. And that's what they've done. 3 seasons in a row. 3 seasons, people. They've won the league, and we've all stood there and watched it while Liverpool run themselves to the ground, and the rest haven't done anything to help that issue. Like if you look at some of the seasons, the other teams drop points intentionally so Liverpool don't win the league. And like I've always said as well, you can't rely on other teams. Let other teams go by. If you come into new seasons, just get it up and running. Win the first 10 games and see where you go after that. That's what I've always said. If you hear me in the beginning of the season, that's what exactly I said. Win the first 10 games and see where we go from there. And we didn't really start, that good. And then you see where we ended up. It was majority of the season 10th, 8th, 9th, and you expect us to break into that top 4? Nah, it ain't gonna happen. The Champions League is gonna look pretty, interesting next season, because the likes of Arsenal are new to it now. Newcastle are new to it. Manchester United, they just come off their last game against Chelsea. They beat them by 4-1. I wasn't expecting anything from that game. I knew Chelsea would lose. Let's be honest there. Chelsea are the whipping boys of the league now. They spent 600 million for what? Exactly. Now they're getting Mauricio Pochettino as a manager. What's the difference between him and Tuchel and all these other guys they had in the past as well? Is he going to improve them? Maybe. But Tuchel is that kind of manager. Sorry, Pochettino is that kind of manager that coaches youngsters and tries to get them up into the first team, and then he goes from there. Now he's got money in his hands. I know he had that in PSG, but PSG is they're always going to win that league. I know they didn't win the league the first season he was there, but they won it in the second season. What is he going to do? What is he going to do at Chelsea? It's hard. It's a hard job. Is he going to change the football that they play? And let's look at the league where they are exactly. And 12th in the league. They're not going to get above 11th. So if Palace lose or something like that, there you go. So they're the bottom half of the season, and 600 million spent. So it shows you guys, boys and ladies. Sorry, even if you have money, it doesn't matter. It's the manager that you have that gives you that higher power to compete with the big boys. And Chelsea don't have that. Season in and season out, they keep changing managers here and there. I said about Graham Potter, it's too early for him, and look what happened to him. He had to go. It's a lot of things. Southampton are down. Leeds still got a chance to have Leicester. Everton still could get relegated, as you can see. Forest are safe, but I hope, Everton go down. I don't care no more. It's come to the point with me. I used to be that kind of Liverpool fan. Like the City needs Everton, the Liverpool City needs Everton and Liverpool to be competing in the highest level. Now I don't care. They mock us all the time. They contribute in that kind of things, like Liverpool don't win titles as well. So get them out of the league, man. I don't care about family members and all that stuff. Get Everton out the league. Come on, Leeds and Leicester. Just get them out, man. I'm done with this team, man. Done with this broke ass team crying for money because that Russian executive or partner to their chairman hasn't got the money. Like, he can't provide the money to the team anymore. I'm tired. Get out. Get Everton out. Down. Go. Get lost. I'm done with you. Bournemouth, they've done well. Majority of the season they were at the bottom. You see, they were improving. They beat Liverpool at Bournemouth as well. They've survived. West Ham in the Europa Conference League final. Good luck to them, man. Good luck to them. That's my local club around here. Wolverhampton. As the season went on, you could see Wolverhampton were improving as well. So you got to give them props for that. And they got a quality manager. Let's be honest there. Palace. Roy Hodgson came back. Nothing's changed when he's a manager. They're always going to jump up that league. I was impressed with Fulham this season. I thought they were fantastic. I got to be real. They were absolutely fantastic. They competed with the big boys as well as the small boys as well. So you can't really, discredit their performance into the Premier League. And then you got Brentford improving every season, as you can see. They beat City at City. You know what I mean? They beat City. They competed with us at our ground as well. So it shows they are, and they drew with Arsenal, I think, as well, away. So it shows they are improving. They got a good manager. They got like a core of good players in that team as well. Tottenham, no manager wants to manage them anymore, people. They are struggling for managers, Tottenham. Every manager is saying no to them. But what do you expect, man? Listen, since I was born, Tottenham's been the same. I'm 44, and that long, Tottenham have been the same, and they never changed. So unless something drastically changes, I know they've got the best stadium in the world at the moment. I've got to be real. I like their stadium. They need a manager that can manage them, and they need spending power. If they don't have all that free in their possession, they're going to be the Tottenham, the nearly men for the rest of their establishment. And then you got Aston Villa. Aston Villa under Unai Emery is a honeymoon period. Is he going to be continuing this during next season? We have to wait and see. Everything happens in the beginning, people. Don't forget that. A new manager comes in, new ideas, fresh ideas. The players buy into it, and then maybe they're going to take it, or they're going to go the other direction, which is downwards. So it's a honeymoon period. Same for Brighton. Don't forget they got their manager this season. They're looking good. They're in the Europa League next season. Are they going to be improving next season? We have to wait and see, because they have to sell a lot of players as well. They have to get rid of a lot of players in order for them to get new players. And from what their manager said, Caicedo and McAllister will be leaving at the end of the season. I'm assuming McAllister will be at Liverpool, from what I've heard. And Caicedo is toss of a coin. A lot of teams want him. I love that guy. I've said it already. If we want to compete for the league again, bring in Caicedo. I'm telling you right now, people, man, you need players like that in your middle, like players that's energetic, possession keeping, creative, play with the players that's alongside you as well, and back them up on the pitch. That's what Caicedo brings you, and that's what we need. And you got Liverpool. I'm expecting us to improve next season, man. From what I've heard, yes, in the last 10 games we have done all right, but we have to continue that into next season as well. We've got a lot to speak about Liverpool, man. So I'm going to do the press conference with Jurgen Klopp next, so please don't go anywhere. Newcastle, are they going to spend? We have to wait and see. I mean, they've got the spending power now, and they've qualified for the Champions League in their first, go at it. I don't think they were fantastic in the second half of the season. I don't think they were all that, but they got there at the end. Manchester United, Man United ain't that good in my opinion, but they got to the Champions League. They always do, you know what I mean? So are they going to be improving next season with Ten Hag? We'll have to wait and see for that one. Arsenal, is this going to break them, not winning the league this season? It's tough, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you at the top of the season, majority of it in the last 7-8 games, you just drop off. It hurts you, to come back in the next season the same amount of games again. What are they going to do? Are they going to sign some players? Are they going to improve their centre back positions? You know what I mean? They got probably the best two last season, which is Gabriel and Saliba. Are they going to improve in that? Are they going to get more to back them up? And are they going to get another right back? You know what I mean? That's what I'm expecting, because they need, although Tomiyasu is good, but they need something else as well in that right back position. The left back position is okay, but is Tierney going to stay? I heard Manchester City are looking at him as well. So there's a lot of things they have to work on next season to get this team. And I think them being in the Champions League and all the competitions next season could be tough for Arsenal. And, challenges coming from elsewhere as well in the league. When you're like... looking in the league, Liverpool could be back to their best. Newcastle could be spending heavily in Brighton. You got Man United, you got Arsenal, you got Chelsea as well with Mauricio Pochettino coming next season. How is this going to change the league? You know what I mean? So it's not like them and Man City. To me, this league looked like that season when Leicester won it. A majority of the teams who were competing at the top were transitioning. That's what happened, and then Arsenal just took the opportunity and then got there. Like, come on, you can't jump from 5th to 1st, and it's too quick. It has to take you time. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be a long season for Arsenal, man. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. I said that here. Watch it. Watch your space, man. Watch this space. Watch this space next season. I've said that here first. It's gonna be tough for them next season. Man City, it's a tough. Listen, Man City have transitioned and won the league. That's scary enough. They don't have to change much next season. All they have to do is bring in a couple of players here and there, sell a couple of players, and they're going to be competing again for more honours. This is what they wanted. They wanted dominance. They wanted dominance in the league. They wanted dominance in Europe, and that can happen. That can happen, and that's the scariest thing. Once you get that, people, it's hard to come back down from there, especially with the investment they got. Once you have that investment, you could go even higher. This is the scary part of it. And the reason they haven't done that in the past few seasons is because Liverpool have pushed them to the limit. And now Liverpool have dropped off and they haven't got someone like in that level. This is what they wanted all along. World dominance. And they're going to get that, man. They're going to get that. We, as a team, Liverpool, have to do something special to compete next season. And I can't see that happening. By the way, Klopp is talking. So let's watch the press conference from Jurgen Klopp, and then we could discuss it further as we go along with him as well. Please get busy in the live chat, man. I know I can see a few people are watching. Get busy in the live chat, man. Enjoy it with me, man. Enjoy it with me. Let's do this. Let's do this. No, where is it? There you go. Yeah, so let's go to the press conference of Jurgen Klopp. Let's see what he's saying. I've heard it already, so I just want to share it with you guys, and we could pick out whatever we can from there, if you know what I mean. I hope you enjoyed this so far, people. Yeah, I mean, I haven't done this for a while on my own. Yeah, true. Okay, there's Mr. Klopp. Let's see what he's saying.
Thanks, Vinny. Carry on. Jurgen, have you seen what Mo's had to say on social media?
Heard it.
Yeah. I'm just wondering then, I mean, do you have a different view that maybe it is time for an optimistic message? Because he said in there, whereas we are Liverpool and qualifying to the competition is a bare minimum. I'm sorry, but it's too soon for an uplifting or optimistic post. We let you and ourselves down. That's obviously to the fans. But do you have a different view in that maybe it is time for an optimistic message? And if Mo's mood also is reflected throughout the dressing room, what does that say about the motivation within your squad to get things right next season?
No. So I'm just a bit worried about the headlines you create, but the things I say, to be honest. So do me a favor and try your best. So.
Mo Salah obviously put a tweet out about he's been disappointed with the season and he's apologising to the fans. I don't need no apology, or I don't need anything in that kind of way. You know what I mean? Just do the performance on the pitch. That's all I want. But we'll discuss Mo Salah's tweet, and I'll put it on the screen, and we could like read it out and discuss it as we go along.
Of course, in a moment when it's in fact that you are not qualified, you cannot qualify for the Champions League anymore, that's a moment where, okay, because even when I knew after last game, so they need 1 point or whatever, the other two teams need 1 point, for me it was clear they will get that point. So I drew kind of a line underneath it just because I'm a very optimistic person, but in these moments I couldn't see it. If it would have happened, we would have gone for it. That's how we prepared the week. So if they would have lost last night, yes, and it's clear that we don't have to change now the mood again. And I said at the beginning of the week, oh, that's it. And then in the middle of the week, I said, oh, all of a sudden there's a chance. So, but it's completely normal. I think in the world of social media, so many bad things happen constantly. I don't think that was one of it. So it was just a normal description of his situation, of his feeling, and in that moment directly after the game, he's right. There's not immediately a moment to send any optimistic messages, but maybe an hour later, a day later, I saw him now in the canteen and he was smiling. So I don't know for which reason. We didn't ask him, but he was not in a bad mood. And that's it. We are in the season not since a week or whatever. We are for a long time here, and it was clear it's not from a specific point on. It was clear this will not be a historically good season. I think
if you look at it from the point of view of Jurgen Klopp, he's saying the season hasn't gone according to plan. I think from what I've heard, he had a plan for next season to be the transition season. But the transition season, when you're doing that at the same time, you need to finish in the top 4. You know what I mean? To keep that competition going and the right players coming in as well. If you're not in the Champions League, it's pretty tough for players to come to the team that's not in the Champions League. So if you have to choose it, like if it's Arsenal or Liverpool, unless you look at the manager, it's going to be difficult for players, to choose Liverpool this season. So yeah, let's just keep listening and see what he's saying.
Said everything about it, that we are absolutely not happy with it, that we made mistakes, that we couldn't deliver often enough, that we weren't consistent enough. But I'm not sure. I think the last 10 games, if I'm right, even after Dubai, since we were in training camps after the World Cup, was not everything great, but the amount of points we collected since then is pretty good. And if we could have done that over the whole season, we would be in a different place. So yes, of course there are reasons for optimistic views, because the things we showed in the last few weeks, that's definitely the case. We have another reason for optimistic view because of the atmosphere our people created in the last home game. After the Villa game, the atmosphere in the stadium, the way the club said farewell the day after that, how Bobby...
He's talking about obviously the club as a whole and all that in regards to the way we behave. Listen, this is Liverpool Football Club. You know what I mean? Although we're the biggest team in England, it's still, in my opinion, we still appreciate what players do for us. We're not like other clubs that boo their players just because they have a bad season. We will get behind you if you do good for us. If you give us 100% on the pitch, we'll get behind you. That's the kind of fans we are. But what the players and the manager need to look at is, do these fans deserve this type of football we're playing last season and this season, and do we deserve Europa League compared to other fans? That's what you got to look at. You look at the top 5, top 4. Do those fans deserve it more than Liverpool fans? The way the Liverpool fans behave on and off the pitch, they back the team no matter what, they back their manager no matter what, and they go home and away games and still outshout teams. You know what I mean? So we perform on that level on a consistent basis. So we should have a mirror image on the pitch as well. Listen, it's a freak season. I'm not gonna be like sitting here crying about it season in and season out like in the past, but we've got to improve. if we want to compete again in the Premier League, we've got to improve. We've got to make some signings this summer. But let's hear what Jurgen Klopp says. Let me read a few comments before I go to it. Janet says, Europa League, what a shame. Listen, it was... I thought we wasn't going to get any European football, to be fair. If you remember in the beginning of the season when I was talking about it, I said, I'll give up. You know what I mean? Because we was 10th and 8th in majority of the season. But it's a bonus, you know what I mean? We could keep Kelleher now. He could play majority of the games in the Cups and the Europa League now. So he doesn't have to be getting upset, like he has to go somewhere else or anything like that. So majority of the players can play now. That's the most important thing. Big up Enz, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. Much appreciated, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you immensely. We've got to do that thing soon, innit? So I'll be off soon. We're gonna do it. I promise to. I'll do it for you. Yes, Lewis. What's up? Big up, Lewis. Europa League is crappy. So I know, but we have to go in it to win it. Let's just be honest there. Big up John Conway. Big up Fuzzy. Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming. Trudon says this is a meaningless game. Let's be honest. It is. What else can we do, Trudon? You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been here for loads of these type of seasons, but let's just get it over and done with, and then build for next season, bro. We've got to build for next season now, man. Great stream, Fozzy, but a bit of a letdown for me from LFC as nothing obviously play for. You can't do nothing about it, Lewis. You just can't. Might as well just enjoy the weather rather than watch the game. LOL. You can't do nothing about that, mate. I can't do nothing about that. Wouldn't be surprised if Mo forces a move. Trudon, I won't be surprised. And I won't be frustrated either. Like, I know a lot of you love players like that, but I'm more of a team as a whole. If we have to get finance to get rid of him, I won't be that angry. I'll be, saying my goodbyes and thank you and all that stuff. But you got to go like this, man, because we said the same thing about Steven Gerrard. You know what I mean? We wanted him to stay forever, but we've improved since he left. So it can happen, mate. So don't be downhearted about that. Don't be downhearted, man. He's in his 30s now. Everybody has to go sometime. 1892 Reds TV. Big up, bro. Big up, man. If that's Lewis, that is, big up for you, mate. Hope you are well. I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm trying to get back into this again and do the 230 thing. Listen, people, go and subscribe to him, man. He's a brilliant content creator. Luke, he's brilliant. I was with him the other day in Jamie Phillips' stream. Out of this world, man. Please go and subscribe to him. Yeah, let me go back to the press conference and we could discuss it further.
We said farewell. All these kind of things are absolutely the basis for a fantastic future. So we don't have to make it bigger than it is. It's a football season. We didn't deliver what everybody wanted and everybody expected, rightly so. But we are still really united. And that's the good thing about it. If you can go through difficult moments like we did in last season, I think that's a really good basis for a better future. And so this, I find a lot of reasons for an optimistic view. But I understand as well that after the game, directly when it was decided, that you then, the moment then when you feel it really, and it was for me not different than it was for Mo, even when I might have hoped a little bit less than him. I know that's completely fine. So yeah, the dressing room is not in a bad mood. We learned to deal with the situation. There was no, we didn't get divided in one moment between manager and team, which is super helpful. We didn't put fingers at each other and say this because of you or because of you. That's all good. And if you don't qualify for the Champions League, the best possible place you can end up is the 5th. So that's what we did. And if you would have asked me that 10 games ago, if that's possible, I would have said, no, I can't see that. For that, you have to play much better, all these kind of things. And that the boys did that is really good. That it is not perfect. We didn't end up on 5th place because the last 10 weeks, 10 games, we ended up there because of the lack of consistency before that. Yes, we are back.
He's spot on. Lack of consistency. He's 100 million % spot on. That's why we are where we are. And this form we showed in the last 10 games or whatever it is, 8 to 10 games, whatever. I believe it's just a catalyst for next season. Let's just improve on it and see if we could continue the winning run. It's because you haven't got strength and depth. That's why you are where you are. If you haven't got the backing on the bench to those players who are on the pitch, they're going to be tied out. And that's what's happened to our players. If you look at the reason we improved this season in this part of in the last 10 games is because some of the players have to return from injuries, and then they push those players on the pitch for their position. So once that happened, the players have changed their way of thinking, and they said, I've got to stay in the team, so I've got to perform in a higher level. It shouldn't be like that, but that's how it is. The players should not complain. They got themselves in this situation, so next season they have to get themselves out. But the unfortunate thing is they get older as the seasons go on. You know what I mean? Majority of our players are like in their 30s now. What are we going to do in the summer? Are we going to get younger players, or are we going to settle for the players that we have and just try to get 1 or 2 players? I think we need about 4 or 5, 6 max. You know what I mean? But us not being in the Champions League could affect the transfer window, if you know what I mean, people, and that's a scary thing. Let's get back to Jurgen Klopp, man.
Very self-critical with us, very. But there's no reason why we should now put the head down and leave it there until the new season starts. We have, I saw very good signs, and that's the things I will take for next season.
And then we've spoken about the possibility of new signings coming in the summer. Are you wanting to get business done as early as possible, and how likely is it, you think, that you will be able to get that business done early in the window? Or do you think it's slightly changed somewhat because now it is confirmed that you won't be in the Champions League? Does that delay or hamper your ability to get business done?
I don't think so, but we will see. I don't think so. But that's obviously possible. There will be, that always is possible, that things don't go as quick as you want. It's not only possible, it's probably likely. Because there is always the better the player you want, the lesser is the desire of the other club. Let him go. So, and that's exactly what we have to prepare for, what we are prepared for. But it's a long window, and it's a long pre-season and a long break in between, and so we have time. If we get the new players in tomorrow or in 6-7 weeks, it's not a game changer for me, to be honest. In the ideal world, they're all signed tomorrow, and I can tell them when they have to be here.
You know what's upsetting about Liverpool people in regards to players and all that stuff? Where's that plan that we used to have in the past? You know what I mean? Like, we used to prepare players for obviously the season that we're in, and then we already thinking about the next season, if you know what I mean. We don't do that anymore. We've stepped away. I know we haven't got the recruitment team as of yet. I'm going to be speaking about that as we go along. But where's that recruitment, like, as we go along? They should have players in place as the season is happening, so next season we'll be prepared more than other teams. We don't do that anymore. That's what's slipped out of our way of thinking, in my opinion, if you look at Liverpool. And if you look at the last couple of seasons, this is why we've been like struggling in the transfer window. We used to, if you look at when we bought Keita, we bought him a season before. Now we don't do things like that. And I think we need to go back to that, so we don't have to have competition for players. So whenever we finish in the league, those players have already agreed to join Liverpool, even we were in the Europa League or outside that. So things like that, man, you got to start thinking ahead again. And not only that, if FSG stay, have a plan in place. Buy the players, but make sure you buy younger players so you don't have to spend a lot of money and you don't have to give a lot of wages. That's got potential to take over those players in the future. Similar players to the players that's already there. So in the future, once those players get to a resale value, when they're in their 29, 30, something like that, those youngsters can be the first team regular, if you know what I mean. So that's what we need to go, man. If FSG that's staying, that is. If we get like someone else that's going to be spending money, that's a different thing. But have a plan in place, man, in order for you to maintain that success. That's how I see it. I don't know how people see it. If you disagree, please comment about it, and I'll read it after the press conference. Well, during the press conference.
Start giving them the plans for the summer break and these kind of things, but that will not happen like this. So, all good.
And how are you looking squad-wise for the weekend? Darwin Núñez, is he fit?
He trained yesterday, fully. Ibu was ill yesterday. Robbo felt something in his groin yesterday. We made a scan, that was fine, but we anyway have to see how we can deal with that. Long term are still out, obviously clear. The rest should be all right.
Thank you.
Jürgen, despite the fact that obviously there's nothing really riding on this game, Southampton already down, and obviously your position sorted out, it is the last game of the season. It's their last game in the Premier League. They'll be desperate to send their fans home happy. You'll be desperate to try and have something to be positive about for the end of the season. So in some ways, does that give you something that will give everybody a real motivation to put on a good performance?
We don't have to make it now bigger than it is. Like I don't think it makes sense. So because I'm not used to games on the last match day where everything is sorted before. I cannot remember when that last time was the case. Usually we play until last match day, but and everything is at stake pretty much. But football, we only play this game to win the game. So that's the only reason we meet, and we have to make sure that I find a lineup with good legs, a lot of desire, and we have to see. As we will not take any risk with players. Let me say it like this. That makes no sense. But we have a big group together, and the training week looked really good. So the boys were really into it. It was cool. And but I didn't make any kind of decisions because that's now pretty early, and I didn't see the dog yet. So I will have a brief conversation with him, and then we will see who is in contention. And when we have that, then I have to make sure that we find players who are really in all departments ready for the game. I mean, because I think it makes sense that we make changes, to be honest, just to get fresh legs on a pitch, and players who want to show something besides the fact that the enemy want to win the game. That's clear. But Southampton, it's a strange one. We made the analyze, and such a talented squad. That's like football-wise. But really, if you let them play, they will play.
It's a pity Southampton is going out of the Premier League, isn't it? People like, the Dale, Matthew Letizia, even though we hate him now because of the way he behaves off the pitch against Liverpool. Yeah, it's sad Southampton, but that's negligent, isn't it? If you don't strengthen your team and you keep selling your best players and keep rotating the team season in, season out, you don't keep the core of the squad, that's what happens to teams like that, and unfortunately they've been relegated because of it. They will come back. And this is the type of game I think Jurgen Klopp just needs to bring in some of the players from the archives and give them a chance on the pitch, I think. Let me read that comments before I go back to the press conference. Philip says, the way we've been playing for the majority of the season, we don't deserve any type of European football. And that's something I hate to admit. Now, it's the truth. You're 100% right, Philip. I agree with you to the end of time for that one. We don't deserve anything, bro. We haven't performed in a way that Liverpool team performs in past seasons, if you know what I mean. So we don't deserve it, bro. We don't deserve it. You got to be real to yourself, you know what I mean. This is why I hate when people have a go at Brighton because they put their reserve team or whatever team against Newcastle. You shouldn't rely on other teams, man. I mean, you shouldn't put yourself in that position in order for you to qualify for Champions League football. We should have been up there majority of the season. Then, we'll decide if we deserve it or not. But we didn't give ourselves a chance. And we're relying on other teams to perform. What does Brighton owe us? Nothing. We don't owe anything to Brighton. So they could play whatever they want. You know what I mean? Yo, Redbird, big up, bro. Big up. Klopp needs to stop with this sentimentality and loyalty. 100% Redbird. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says anymore, man. I don't know about you, yeah. Does he motivate you like he used to? I used to be motivated when I watched Klopp. Now I'm not motivated anymore. I'll be real. You know what I mean? Especially when he's saying like I had to sign a contract because the team's not in a good shape, so the next person might be struggling, so they're going to say Klopp has to come back. Things like that. I don't want to hear things like that. You're either here for the long term, so we could rebuild. The best managers in clubs are the ones who are here in the longevity. And that's what I want him to be. If he hasn't got that commitment, let's just get another manager then who's going to be there for the long term, if you know what I mean. I want it. You know what they say? The attitude of the team on the pitch is a mirror image of the manager. That's what happened this season. It's a mirror image of him. I mean, his behaviour has changed, in my opinion. He's making a lot of excuses. He's making a lot of excuses for the owners and all that stuff. I know he signed a contract with these people. I know he knew what he was getting, but for the trophies he won, you know, and all that, the dominations he had during his time, he deserves better than what he's getting from these ownerships as well. So he shouldn't really defend them. Let's just be honest there. You can't defend them, man. Uncle Rods is in the house. Big up Uncle Rods, man. Go and subscribe to Uncle Rods. You know, he's one of the hardest working YouTubers, content creators, around. So please go and subscribe to him. He's a genuine guy. He's one of the best guests that I've had on this channel. I mean, I've had this channel since 2019, so it takes a lot. So yeah, thank you Uncle Rose, for coming on, brother. Thank you, man. Big up Rose, True Don, big up everyone. Yes, in the chat Louis says, yeah, keep going with the chats, people. So we're going to continue with Klopp's, and then I've got a few stuff to discuss before I go as well. So yeah, let's do this.
They have for sure struggled with finishing the situations off, and with find a way to defend in a way to deny the other team more often. That was, but in between these two areas, between the boxes, it's proper football, and we have to make sure we are ready for that, because we all know if we are not ready for that, then the pitch is not only in Southampton but everywhere in the world too big to get anything, because then we'll struggle. So that's really important that we find a way to defend them. If we do that, then I think we have a good chance that we can create chances. If we have that, then we can score. So that's it. I assume the south of England weather will be great for the weekend, so it will be a warm day. And yeah, who wants it more has a better chance to win it.
One of the positives that you have had this season has been some of the young players that have come through the squad and got some valuable time and experience. How happy have you been with the development of the young players that have come through, and are you hopeful that you'll get a few more coming through the system for you next season?
From the very young ones, I think definitely Stefan is a standout player. So that was absolutely that was exceptional. Played like a man. Unfortunately, the kid's body, and then the intensity caught him, if you want. But anyway, the signs he gave us, I think, are super.
Listen, I'm not here to discredit the youth. The youth have done an outstanding job. Stefan Besetic, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, all those kids, they've done pretty well. But I hope it doesn't end our transfer window there, if you know what I mean. We need a few players, people. We need to compete, and these kids ain't gonna compete. And you can see by Curtis Jones, it's up and down with him at the moment. You can see by Harvey Elliott, now and again. Besetic is the most consistent out of the three. He got injured because we was using him too much. Let's put this into a situation. Let's not put this into a situation we don't need to sign players. Please, we need to sign 3 or 4 players that's going to be competing in the first team next season. We got rid of 4. I'm expecting similar to come back. You know what I mean? Although the other two of the 4 wasn't playing a lot, but we still need some players that's going to be competing for the first team, if you know what I mean. So, listen, I'm not buying this. You know, the kids are we don't need to sign this and that because the kids are doing great. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. We've been here before. Let's not make the same mistakes again. Let's get back to this.
Super promising. I mean, we ever have at the very beginning. Ben Doak, obviously, nice signs. He's with us in training again. Special boy, really confident. Has something what nobody else delivers, really. This kind of dribbling, this kind of straight forward bravery, all these kind of things. Technically really good, high speed, super promising, but very young. Don't want to miss anybody out. Yeah, then of course, Harvey always played for us. A lot of games played for us. A lot of games in a not so good period. Still very young, so couldn't keep it up on the highest level, but showed again super signs. So it will only go in one direction. That's forward definitely. And then Curtis, that we got him back, was super important. I think everybody saw that. It's like it's a long road to become your best version, because you're young, big expectations, massive criticism from outside, all these kind of things, and to find yourself through a way through that is not easy. And I'm really, really happy that Curtis could finally do that. And
I don't know what he's talking about criticism. It's reality. I mean, this kid has been in the team since that pandemic season. He has broke through that season. He should be developing even further. I don't agree with the fans that actually personally attack him. 100% I agree with that bit. But football, we have to be critics as well as, giving praise, if you know what I mean. And that's how our fans are. We don't lie to anyone. We know what Curtis Jones can do. We want him to develop even further, but it's up to him. I don't want to see a player that's passing side to side back and then expect to say like he's having a good game. I'm sorry, we're not going to say things like that. We need more than that. We need shots outside the box. We need creativity. We need something dynamic that's different from other players. I mean, if I want someone to pass the ball side to side on us, I might as well just keep Milner. Milner's more experienced, although he's going to hit 38. But he could do more or less the same, and even be a hard tackling midfielder. A hard worker. So he needs to improve in that way. He needs to score goals. He needs to create chances, and I want to see him take shots from that side of the box as well. That's what I want to see. I've seen him shoot before, and I've seen him score. But I want that thing's consistency to happen to him. That kid. It's not criticism in a way like it's outside football. It's in the football pitch. He doesn't do a lot. That's the problem. And he needs to do, he's been here for a long time, people. He's been here for a long time. Let's be realistic here. We can't lie to ourselves. He's been here for a long time.
Super important for us, obviously. Our own boy making these big steps. And that's cool. Yeah, we have a lot of other young players, but I think these are the youngest, if I'm right.
Yeah, again, you spoke about what Mo Salah has said and his disappointment at Liverpool finishing outside the Champions League placings. Do you sense that that's indicative of how the rest of the players feel about this season? And can that help to be a driver for next season?
Has to. We all think like that. A bit earlier, that this is not the season we wanted. We know for a while already. Yes, we could have made it in a little bit, but even then in the decisive moment, if we would have won against Aston Villa, we would, and I think that was possible, obviously, then we sit here and, hey, it's still exciting. Still United has a home game, and I don't know, Newcastle plays with Chelsea, if I'm right, last match day. So, yeah, it would have been exciting, but it would have been likely that they do it anyway. So we would have to start earlier with that. It was not possible. So again, I really think it's not a season we will talk about, maybe about parts of it. People will talk for a long time, and yes, we failed to give the people more to enjoy, but we had our moments, and that's now, after all what the boys did in the previous years. It would have been a normal season if we end up fourth. Not great, but still qualification for the Champions League. So the big disappointment is this little thing, which is obviously a big one. So if you look back, sometimes you have to accept it. So we said it before, I'm here now for 7.5 years. It's a really long time. The things always go just in the right direction with big steps. It's not likely. I think we could have done better, definitely, but that there are dips is likely as well. Usually after 3-4 years you change the manager, he starts completely new, everybody accepts it, needs time, blah blah blah. This is not settled. Yes, I understand. That's a really good thing that I'm here that long, but it's a challenge as well, because you have to invent yourself new. That's what we did now, or what we started now, and I think that's super exciting. And that with all the trust and faith we have and feel for each other, it's a super basis. It's a super basis. Nobody's tired. Nobody thinks, who cares? But everybody cares a lot. Everybody wants to do his absolute best. And I felt in a difficulty, and I think that's really more than worth mentioning it. I felt the unity between us as supporters. It was so important. It's so important. The people really appreciate it. If there was a point to prove it again, it was like
the fans are always there. The fans are the number ones.
To the players, it's just, yes, it was not great. I could have said, yeah, but you played not good last season, but there was nothing. Nothing. It was just, we created this atmosphere between us and our people, and I love that, and that will be the trampoline for us.
You see, he talks about the fans, as I said earlier as well. I don't remember this bit, so I did say it earlier. The fans are always the ones that turn up. But it shouldn't be the fans that's number one all the time. We need the players on the pitch to be like a mirror image of us, and that's not happening. That's what's angering a lot of fans as well. You could give us that praise to limit the actual frustrations and all that stuff. But if you're not performing on the pitch, eventually fans will turn, if you know what I mean. All that good stuff that you built could be ruined. So I hope for his sake and those players' sake, next season they get the right players in, because if it's another season of this, we're forgetting the other teams are going to improve. They are going to get their own players in. They're not going to be settling for like just finishing second, third and fourth. They will invest even further. You know what I mean? Forget about Chelsea, 600 million. Chelsea's going to probably go to 1 billion soon, the way they're going. So yeah, I can see that happening, man. I can see that happening. Let me get back to the comments. Trudon says Jude costing Madrid 88 million. You're telling me FSG couldn't afford that? Of course they can, bro. Yeah, like I said on Jamie Phillips's stream when everybody was on there, I did say what frustrates me more than anything, Trudon, is Dortmund is Jurgen Klopp. Why can't he make a negotiation that can get that boy over the line? Why does it have to be Pep Guardiola going to Dortmund and buying players? I mean, he made that club to where it is now. They're going to win the league in the weekend. I mean, he turned that club from 17th to competing for the top prizes. I mean, and all the European clubs admire them, getting players off them to compete for other titles. So why do you have to be good to not go back to your old club and get players off them? Why do you have to be that to get success out of your current club? That's what I don't understand. I don't get it, Trudon. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it, mate. I don't get it. Yeah, he is boring now, man. He's killing me, mate. He doesn't motivate me anymore. He doesn't. I need that motivation back. I need that guy who was hungry. Like, I don't want to finish second best anymore. I want to finish first, man. That's what Liverpool Football Club is built on. Like I always said, Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley, Kenny Dalglish, Joe Fagan. You know what I mean? We're the first one to do the treble. People don't even know that. Forget the FA Cup. We did it in the League Cup. So come on, man. Surely to God we could do better than this. Come on, let's compete, man. Let's compete.
From there we have to go. And then yes, this season was not great, and it's from a financial point of view, that's actually the only problem, really. That's a big problem in football. I know that. But besides that, we have European nights next year, and it's instead of Tuesday, Wednesday, it's a Thursday. Who cares? Great games, atmosphere. We have the chance to do it all. The FA Cup, I heard, will happen again. The League Cup will happen again. So great. We have the chance to do that. But and then obviously the Premier League is there as well. So let's give it a go. And when everything goes in the right direction, it's always easy to feel this togetherness. If it's not going in the right direction, it's much more challenging. And I thought I didn't want to prove that point, but we did. And that's for me, the trophy we won this year.
In terms of your planning for next season, transfer-wise, if you get your A-list targets and they all arrive and you've got the squad that you wanted, do you envisage some of the younger players that you spoke about that have been on the fringe of things, do you envisage their progress may be helped by loaning them out?
By the way, now I know it. I forgot Fabio Carvalho when I spoke about young players. Honestly, it might. But no, I forgot him. No, just because now I think there's a possibility that maybe Fabio will go on loan or whatever. So that, we will see that. But the thing is, this was not Fabio's best year in his career, clear, in a very young career. But it might have been his most important. No player has impressed me more than Fabio. True, it's the truth, because this kind of very talented boy came here with big dreams and big expectations. It didn't work. It was okay in the beginning, but didn't work out in the end. His work ethic will give him a fantastic career, because he trained with getting nothing, and for a player, there's only one present you have each week. You line me up. If you don't do that, take me in the squad. It's my only chance to satisfy a player. If I don't do that, It's about you. It's about the player, how he reacts, and his reactions in a row, never saw before. Unbelievable. So, yeah, well, and I'm not sure if he should really, if he goes on loan or whatever. But if we keep him, that's all we will see. That. But apart from that, there's no plans. These boys I spoke now about, there's no plans really now already that we say, you go there or you go. No. We want to keep them. If we can give them the opportunity to play, we will keep them. Definitely, because they have the quality, definitely. And the next generation, if you want, and after that, that's a different story maybe. We have to see how we do that. But Conor Bradley is coming back, was in a building yesterday, so I saw him. I had a feeling he grew.
I'm sorry, though, but how can you say Carvalho is the best kid and all this stuff, but you're talking about learning him out? I remember in the beginning of the season, he was telling us, I'm going to have fun with this kid. I don't forget what he says, man. I don't forget. He said he's going to have fun with this kid. He's going to like where to play him in different positions and all that stuff. He just ruined the kid. Just ruined him. Like we got our fur through the door. For what? For exactly what? Just to shut our mouths that you got someone in through the door and he's not even going to participate in the first team. That's what happened. That's what happened at the end of the transfer window in the summer. They got our fur through the door just to shut us up. I'm not stupid. I can see what road we're heading when it concerns this football club nowadays. And yeah, they ruined that kid, man. They ruined that kid. There's no way back for him. He's already said he's gonna go out alone. There you go. What is he gonna improve on? I don't understand. You already told us this kid is gonna be phenomenal this season. You're gonna be having fun with him. All of a sudden, you want to loan him out. So you wasted money getting this kid. Although it's not a lot of money, but still, I don't get it. The way he's talking today just really just frustrated me. I don't get frustrated with the club a lot, but it really just put me down. And you're gonna hear something later on that I couldn't even believe I heard. You know what I mean? I thought we was prepared for after the Champions League football if we don't qualify. Doesn't look like it now. Let's go for it.
In the timing at the club, and that's so we have big hopes for him, to be honest. Luke Chambers coming back, other boys coming back, Owen back now, already back a bit earlier. So we have real talents. Talon Morton coming back. We will see what happens there. He's unfortunately injured, so we will see that. No real plans. The preseason will start, and then we make these kind of decisions.
You said it makes sense to make changes this weekend. I'm just thinking in terms of the players who have not played a lot this season. It's important for them to still feel important and involved, and they get. Is there a sentiment? I'm saying, is there a sentiment to your team selection on this rare occasion that you don't have to think about? I've not put this very well, have I?
That's great.
Wow.
Go to, but
it's one of the rare occasions where you can allow sentiment or emotion to influence your team selection. Players who have not played much get a chance.
What, one game?
I will see. I don't know. I that was not actually my thoughts yet. I want to line up the right team.
It's almost to the end, people. Don't worry.
Lead to the outside world. That's because of that. That's unlikely. I will try to line up a team who's ready for this game, for the 110, 112 kilometer in the game, whatever you have to run. I will more. So these kind of things, for the challenges, for these kind of things. There are different things I've done. It's really, honestly, this is completely new to me. It's really new to me. So last night, we are fifth. They're relegated. Okay, what does that mean now? Usually we play last night and and Sunday we have to win, and if not, then everything breaks down and stuff like this. It's a final or whatever. So that's really different. But I want to do the right thing, and didn't decide yet finally, because I need the information from the medical department. If I have them, I will start thinking about more detailed. So you will see. And whatever you make.
I don't know where he's getting at. I honestly don't know. Listen, we finished fifth. It's over. No matter what happens in this game, just play the bloody reserves. Just get on with it. Why do you have to play first team players? What are they gonna? There's no. Salah ain't gonna get top goal scorer. I mean, no way it's gonna happen. So just play the youngsters and just mix the team up, man. Play different centre backs, play different full backs, play different central midfielders, play different strikers. You know what I mean? Do something else, like something different formation or something that we not used to. You've got nothing to lose now, Klopp. Just play something, man, that's different, so we could see maybe next season we could use it. Although it's only one game, something different, bro. Come on, man. I'm tired of this, man.
Because
How's it difficult to say that?
That's fine, because maybe it's influenced by both, but in a moment I don't know.
More for the open before we move on.
Hi Jürgen, I don't know if you've been keeping up with developments back in your home country, but your former club Dortmund obviously at your other former club, Mainz. I don't know if I've pronounced that right. Might be terrible. So I was just wondering if you've been following that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not dead. I'm alive, of course. And I'm a bit nervous, to be honest, as well. So I can say in this case, I would be happy if Dortmund wins against Mainz for once. It's no problem. Mainz, it would have been a bit more tricky if Mainz would have won the last game. Then I think they would have had a chance to qualify for Europe. I think that's off the table. If I'm 100% right, I might be not that much into it. Yes, I hope Dortmund will win. I think it's long enough. I know Adrian very well. I know a lot of people very well at Dortmund.
Yeah, you know very well. We can't get Jude over the line. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
In contact, and
you keep in contact too.
And I know what it would mean to the city, and it's in general. I can imagine Bayern sees that differently, but it's not fun if the same team becomes always champion, and we all know Bayern will strike back next year. So, anyway, if there's a gap, we have to run through. And I really hope it looks like it was ups and downs. It looks like they can do it, but nobody thinks they did it already. There, and if I would be in the chair, that would be the most intense period of your life. The day before a game like this, when everybody's planning the party and stuff like this, and you have to say, "Yeah, do, but don't bother me with it." It's really tricky. So it's a big one, and I just hope that they can get through. That would be massive.
Move on to the breakouts. Have the Lombardo until 10:30 for me.
I'm glad that's finished. What I picked out of this conversation, he did say we might be affected being out of the Champions League if we don't, if we want to spend as well. So there you go. It was always going to happen. I mean, the club's name and the manager's name can get you so far, but it's going to be tough getting players in. It's hard enough competing with Real Madrid for players. Can you imagine? Like, it's going to be from different directions, like this way, that way, this way, for the same type of players. We just have to be smart. We just have to be smart in the transfer window. And the way the manager is speaking out now, he hasn't given me any confidence in regards to signing players. Because the majority of the time, if we have seasons like this, the players are already ready, and we're going to get them in the summer straight away. We already know who it is. They're here. We're hearing a lot about McAllister. I hope this is true, because I rate him very, very highly, but I hope it doesn't stop there either. We still need that number 8. We still need that number 6. We still need someone who's different to what we got as well. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, and at the same time, our players are aging people. In regards to Klopp, his attitude needs to change, man. I'm not here to be Rocky Balboa. I want something more now. You gave us the taster of competing. You gave us a taster of winning. So let's get the other side of it as well. You keep talking about our fan base the way we are, but we're not receiving the same thing back on the pitch, man. And that's what we need. That's what we need more than anything. And his attitude has to change. Like I said, he doesn't motivate us, man. He doesn't motivate us like before. It's like he doesn't want to be here anymore, and we're forcing him to sign a new contract. A manager, if he's hungry, when the season is over, he goes to his office, goes and sees what's next, what's the next chapter for next season, who we're going to sign, what do we have to do in pre-season. That's the type of managers that you need at football clubs like Liverpool. Not ones that as soon as the season finishes, we'll go on a holiday, we'll go on a boat, you know what I mean, and on a yacht, and we're going to be drinking the whole time. Nah, it shouldn't be like that. I'm sorry. Like, I want more for my manager. I want my manager to be committed. I want my manager to be hungry for trophies. I want my manager to make us believe in stuff like that. Not telling us we're Rocky Balboa and we're going to be staying there for the remainder of your stay at Liverpool. Nah, I'm done with that, man. Nah, man, I'm done with that, man. That's the way it looks. That's the way it looks. These owners ain't helping either. I mean, like, they want to sell the club. Now they don't want to sell the club. So what's the next chapter then? Bellingham was coming. Now he's not coming. Like, how many stuff do we have to go through as fans to accept all this stuff? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Trudon says Klopp has such low standards. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, or FC Santana. I can't say the Zurich. Ethic. It's all the same to Klopp. I know. Astana. Yeah, Astana. It's all the same to Klopp. I 100% agree, bro. Like, he doesn't believe in what we believe in. That's the thing. Like, and when you got a fan base that supports you in that way as well, it's a tall task, man. It's a tall task, bro. And unfortunately, we have in our fan base fans that think we're gonna win the league next season so easily. I can't see that happening. I can't see that happening. We've got to go through a lot. We've got to go through a lot in order for us to win this league next season. And the worst part of it is we stood still and our rivals have improved. When you stand still and your rivals improve, what do they learn, that your rivals? That don't make the same mistakes as Liverpool. That's what our rivals have learned, if you know what I mean. So it's a shame. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. So this is the next thing I want to do. Let's look at this. Mr. Mo Salah wrote a tweet the other day and everybody is in uproar of it. Some people are with him, some people are against him. With me, I don't care no more, you know what I mean? It's all about the team. If you don't win, what's the point writing a message? You know what I mean? You should be part of a winning team on the pitch. And if we don't qualify, you're part of the failure on the pitch. So accept your failures and let's move on. Let's go to the next stage. So what he said is, I'm totally devastated. There's absolutely no excuse for this. We had everything we needed to make it to the next season Champions League. Obviously next season Champions League, and we failed. We are Liverpool, and qualifying to the competition is the bare minimum. I'm sorry, but it's too soon for uplifting or optimistic post. We let you and ourselves down. Well, you had the whole season to think about it. You know what I mean? Why wasn't you guys doing that in the season? Why you have to tell us about it when the season's ended and we already know where we finished? You got to fight on the pitch. You got to create each other for the pitch. You got to do everything on the pitch for you to get that top four, and you failed. I mean, writing a sorry message ain't helping me. We're in the Europa League now. Now we have to go and fight for that. That's the standards we're at. I mean, you was up there. Now you're down here. You've gone from up there to here. So just accept it and move on. This kind of stuff ain't helping nobody. I mean, you could write it. What is it gonna give me motivation or something? You already disappointed me in the season, so I don't care. I really don't care, man. I don't know why people are praising things like that. He's part of the problem. The whole team as one hasn't worked. Yeah, it's done. It's done. So next thing, listen, I'm not here trashing him. Like Trudon said in the beginning, I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if he leaves, and he pushes the transfer. I mean, but he's part of the problem, guys. I mean, although he scores 30 goals, whatever people are saying, how many of them have won us games? You know what I mean? Think about it, man. If the team doesn't gel as one, you're not going to finish in that top four, or you're not going to be competing. That's how it is. That's how it is. So this is what it is now. I've accepted that, people. I've accepted we're not gonna finish in the Champions League spots a while ago, and I did say it. I said it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a tall task. The players have tried their best to get to that level, but it wasn't good enough. The season where we finished is what we deserve. Maybe we don't even deserve Europa League. I know that, but that's what we finished, and we have to take it with both hands now. It's gonna be a long summer. If we want to get back to the top, we have to do a lot of work off the pitch. We need that. We need this George. I can't say his surname. The German. The guy who recruits for football teams. He's gonna come to Liverpool, obviously from Wolfsburg. I hope he does something. I hope something changes in Liverpool. I've heard he's going to be here for a short contract as well. Him and Klopp are friends. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what we sign. We'll have to see where we're going to go from there as well. Is he going to be Klopp's puppet, or is he going to be Klopp's challenger? They have to, we have to see where it's going to go. If he's going to say yes to Klopp all the time, then we're in trouble. If he's going to say no to Klopp and sign get his own players in to help Klopp out and let Klopp concentrate on the team, then we've got a place to go. You know what I mean? So I don't want Klopp doing the finance. I don't want Klopp doing the transfers. I don't want Klopp looking at players. I just want Klopp to manage the team and prepare the squad. That's all I want our manager to do, people. That's all I want him to do. And that's what we've got to move on. This George, who's coming in, his job is to recruit the players and find the right talent. Let's just see how it goes. That's what we're missing. Michael Edwards left, obviously, last season. Now we need someone in to replace him and have the similar kind of impact or even better than that, if you know what I mean. So yeah, the Southampton game is meaningless, like everyone said on the chat. I don't know what to make of it. Like I said, I don't want to see any first team players. I don't really give a damn about them no more. Listen, they finished 5th. That's them done. They could go on their holidays, whatever it is. Let's just see the reserve players and the players that didn't play a lot of games come in and take their place. See what they're all about. Although it's only one game, but move it on to the pre-season, and then hopefully we'll see what they're truly all about as well. It's a big summer. It's a big pre-season for the club as well, and a lot of stuff we have to work on and off the pitch. And Bellingham ain't coming. What's next, man? Who's next? I mean, who's next? That's what I want to ask. The questions I want to ask. Who's next, guys? Who's next through that door? If Bellingham ain't coming, we need a big signing. I mean, although everybody's crying about McAllister, is he the only one? Is it, or is it going to be more? We have to wait and see, man. But I got a feeling these owners, man, they're gonna mess us up, man. They're gonna make us believe in something, and nothing's gonna come through that door, man. That's what I think. Yes, people. In this game, I don't care about the score. I don't care about the results. The season is over for me. It's meaningless. Let's just be honest here. Okay, I say 2-0 to Liverpool. See you later, Southampton. Good luck in the Championship. Maybe you'll come back next season as well. I already showed you the league, the way it is, the way it's finished, and how those teams have to improve and all that stuff. I mean, but there's no more for me to say. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna come back and do the watch along. So please look out for that. Please subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification button, like button, all that good stuff, and follow us on our social medias, which is Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and obviously YouTube as well. So please go and do that for us. Just keep up to date with everything. I always post when is our next stream and all that stuff as well. Thank you for coming on, honestly. Thank you for coming on, everyone. There's one last comment I can see. Sorry, I know everyone's at work. I know everyone's busy and all that stuff. I apologize, doing it at 2:30, but I'll go to night shift after this, don't I? I'll go to work after this. Listen, I do 12 hours a day, man. It's not easy, man. I do days and nights. It's very, very difficult. Great stream. Thank you very much, John. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I know we sat through Jurgen Klopp and his press conference, but I had to bring you to that, I mean, in order for us to understand. And what's alarming is he said we might not have a lot of money, you know what I mean, because we're at the Champions League. Like we didn't know that already. Come on, man. So yeah, I'll bring the live stream on Sunday, so please tune into that. And I am going to do something, obviously a review, and I'm going to do Let's Talk LFC. We'll discuss future about Liverpool and what's going to happen next season. with a panel, so it'll be easier for us to like discuss it. And you know, the debates is the best way, isn't it, as well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming on. You take care, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.